Hello, everyone. We are in Glenumbra, picking up on some of the local quests.
I should never have suggested fleeing to Aldcroft. Brilliant idea, LeBlanc. Now they're gone. All the women in our group, kidnapped by cultists and dragged off into the fen.
Are you Gilles Blanc? I was sent to look for you.
Yes, we should have stayed in Camlorn. At least my sister would still be with me. We thought we'd go to Aldcroft, but ran into trouble here in the fens before we got there. Bloodthorn cultists swarmed in and grabbed all the women and took them away.
Why just the women?
I heard them say something about a hag coven in the North Fens. My sister Bethany was fighting them as they dragged her off. I don't know what to do. I feel useless. I'm not used to this sort of life. I sent the others to the Weiris camp nearby.
I have some questions.
I'll do my best to answer, friend. It's our good luck you happened by when you did.
Why didn't you ask the Lion Guard for help?
The Lion Guard? They can't even defend Camlorn. That must sound bitter. Well, you're talking to someone who lost everything. We had nice homes, shops, comfortable lives. Now look at us.
What do you know of the Weirises?
The Weirises are witches of a sort, devoted to nature and the Weird Tree. They helped us after the attack, and said we could stay at their camp until we were ready to move on. It's nearby, to the southeast. What remains of my group is there now.
What else can you tell me about this area?
Not much. It's big, and it smells. Bloodthorn cultists roam the southern fen, and hags prowl the north. I wish I had stayed in Camlorn. I thought we'd be safer out here, but look what happened. I hope Bethany's all right.
Get to safety. I'll see if I can find your sister or any of the others.
Cultists? Bogs? Bugs as big as my head? Why, oh why did I ever leave the city?
Okay, I have some new spells. Again, I got an achievement. My husband and I had a really good day at the Infinite Archive. First off, I finally got my deck piece after another month of running the Infinite Archive multiple times daily. It does exist. And second, I got an achievement that gave me a class script specific to each class. So now my Healing Burst, which is a scribed spell, will create Crux for me, and so will my damage spell. So I'm actually going to add some more Herald of the Tome and take out Curative Surge because I have an alternate heal. Alright. That also generates Crux. So, let's see. Alright, I'm gonna try Rune Blades, which my husband and I call Hula Hoops of Doom, for the Crux generation. My skill, is it seasoned? Oh, we should be fine. Is nice. 3 Crux right at the beginning of the battle, so that, I believe when I consume Crux with my Fate card, let's see. Yes, casting Pragmatic Fate Carver consumes all Crux, increases damage by 33%. Yeah, decreases cost, so Crux is good for my Fate Carver. And Fate Carver is good for killing things.
You're going to regret this. That'll teach them not to cross us.
A stranger who isn't dressed as a bloodthorn? I don't know what you're doing out here, but you're a sight for sore eyes. Now hurry up and cut me loose.
You're one of the women from Camlorn?
No, I'm the Queen of the Nords. Of course I'm from Camlorn. Did my brother Guy send you? I gave the cultists a hard time, so they tied me up. They took the other women away, though. I think they traded them to the bog hags.
Why did they trade women?
The Bloodthorns have an arrangement with the hags. Something about exchanging us for their help against the weird. They even have a contract. I saw them arguing over it earlier. It should be around here somewhere.
I'll look for the contract.
Please try to find my companions. These cultists are insane. But the hags, who knows what they're capable of. I'll go find my brother. The poor sod is useless without me.
I'll find them. Now get to safety. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna change the order a little bit. I just don't need that much. I don't need to spend a lot of magicka on a huge spell to start with. Okay, looking for an encounter here. Oh.
Keep marching! The master demands success! Good to get stocked up.
Okay, it wasn't what I was looking for. A Lightbringer should just be lighting a fire for someone, but okay.
That's always a good attack.
Yep. Sardoc's Bloodthorn report. Esteemed leader, our camp in the shadow of Tangorak has produced excellent results. Already the great thorns twist toward the sky and corrupt the swamp. Soon this land will be ours. Sardoc of the Second Planting. Sardoc, you're a jerk. Before the sight of Molag Bal, we seal this bargain between the Bloodthorns and the Hagfen Coven with fresh blood. In exchange for any undamaged women we capture in the conquest of Glenumbra, Mother Merc and her coven will oppose the Beldama Weird and keep them
Better luck
occupied.
next time. Oh, wait.
My servants shall deliver the women to the ruined tower in the bog, where they will be transformed and brought into the coven. Should either party break this bargain, their lives shall be forfeit. Angoff the Grave Singer. You're a jerk, Angoff. And good job, Sharp. I was reading. You get that about me, right?
Let's go.
Ooh, these thorns are nasty. The illusion of death. Then, because he had toyed with the ape maiden Dulce, did Maruk spend his century of penance upon the stone meadows, and his sight was seared, and his tongue was swollen, and his pelt was mottled, and his left thumb pointed ever at the stars of the tower. And ever did the shade of Alash speak to him, serrated words that rasped his concept organ and brought him to wisdom through affliction. And he recorded her words in his simian gore with glyphs on the beseeching syrup. And the fire in his blood did etch the lithic face with the 77 inflexible doctrines, and though the labor depleted, yea, even consumed his very substance, he stinted not, for he knew that death is an illusion. For did not Al-Ash persist, speaking knives, though dead, and had not Pelinal been witness to her death? though although dead himself at the death of Umar II, then did Maruk know a right reaching, that one devoted to proper life and elnofic annulment shall persist beyond the illusion of death. For indeed, the drive to expunge corruption can conquer even the Archean cycle. Yeah, and I was looking at my pet. I have a new look. I have my pet on theme with the Hermaeus Mora stuff, like a little filer, and I
Ready to
have
ride.
my mount that matches my gear and has this, tentacle thing going on for its head. Because why not? Let's develop the theme. Alright, hook over here. Okay, let me move things around even more. Now, while I'm out in the world, I don't really need uber damage for huge groups. Just want to set up, so the first three are pretty much for single target damage. The last two are area damage to develop crux in case I need more, and a heal. Daedra and Daedra. Designation of gods, demons, Aedra, and Daedra are universally confusing to the layman. They are often used interchangeably. Aedra and Daedra are not relative terms. They are elvish and exact. Azura is a Daedra, both in Skyrim and Morrowind. Aedra is usually translated as ancestor, which is as close as Cyrodiilic can come to this elven concept. Daedra means roughly not our ancestors. This distinction was crucial to the Dunmer, whose fundamental split in ideology is represented in their mythical genealogy. Aedra are associated with stasis. Daedra represent change. Aedra created the mortal world and are bound to the earth bones. Daedra, who cannot create, have the power to change. As part of the divine contract of creation, the Aedra can be killed. Witness Lorcan and the moons. The Protean Daedra, for whom the rules do not apply, can only be banished.
Been on the lookout for that.
This orc hasn't been dead for very long. There are signs of a struggle. The dead orc clutches some sort of broadsheet and a handful of large, sharp crocodile teeth. I should take the broadsheet and the teeth. Gold for teeth. Call the crocodiles in Hag Fen. Help make the fen safe for travel. Earn gold for killing the toothy beasts lurking in the shallow waters of Hag Fen. Gold for crocodile teeth. Deliver proof of your crocodile killing prowess to Hostra Marceau, Huntmaster, who will be camped near the Dwinarth ruins until Fredas next. Teeth extracted from any other creature are not accepted, and proffering them may result in a sound beating. Note that the Huntmaster is not responsible for any limbs you may lose as you attempt to fulfill this offer.
staff. Good thinking.
Let's get out of here.
My sister and the other women made it here. Everyone's a bit rattled and tired, but otherwise they don't seem hurt.
I'm glad everyone's safe.
Thank you. Weiress Emily says a hag named Mother Merc was likely behind the abduction of the women. I wish we could stop her before she tries this again. All this danger and adventure. We're so not cut out for this. Mother Merc needs a coven of hags. That's what the Weirresses told me. The coven hunts women to convert into hags or thralls. The Weirresses told me about the Reach woman, Sibelic. She knows how to deal with Mother Merc.
Where could I find Sibella?
She's staying with the Weirresses at the Northern Enclave. Meeting you was a bright spot in this otherwise dark adventure. If you can stop Mother Merc, that'll be one less thing for us to worry about.
I'll talk to Sibella.
You can find Sibelic in the Northern Weird Camp. Just follow the road across the bridges.
It looks like there's a quest here, but... let me see if I can pick it up. I think I already did this delve, but I may have missed some books and possibly a quest. I don't see it. Alright. I probably read that book in another location. Here's a dolmen that's up. Up. And they just finished it. Okay.
You could craft something nice with that.
Okay, I've been doing something where I usually spend about an hour in an area and then skip to another one, but I think for now I'm probably going to spend one session in one place and then go somewhere new just for continuity of narrative. World boss over here. Let me see if they're up. They sure are. That's pretty good for a world boss.
That'll teach them not to cross us.
Not just that, but a world boss on season difficulty, so go us. I didn't really see Sharp's health go down, so that's good. So, Ghost of Westery, I believe this is the one where we
You could brew something nice with
are
that.
killing these guys to... Yeah, so we need to destroy skeletons to get one of Rosalind's keepsakes. Activate the signal fire.
I hope they see the signal in Eagles Brook. Now I should go see Edgard at the inn and make sure everyone is safe.
Who's
Is
there?
everyone all right in here?
Stay back! Wait, is that you, Captain Rosalind?
Is everyone all right in here?
For the moment. I haven't forgotten how to swing a sword, and the inn's walls are stout. Apothecary Muriel's helping the wounded, but she needs more hawthorn berries. She can't make more healing poultices without them.
I'll gather hawthorn berries. Stay here and protect the villagers.
That would help a lot. Bring them to Muriel at her shop as soon as you can. And Captain, be careful out there.
Edgard said Muriel needs hawthorn berries. The berries grow on low shrubs, right? I wish Leon were here. He'd know if these were the right berries. I have to hurry. The injured need more healing poultices. I hope this will be enough.
Letters from Leon and Rosalind. I collected our letters in this book so that we'll always have a record of our blossoming love. Rosalind, Miliau. 22 Frostfall 2E219. To Rosalind, I accidentally let your dog get free and he tore up some of your garden. I planted some more seeds to make up for it, but I wanted to let you know so you weren't surprised when you got home. I hope your training in Daggerfall is going well. Stendar watch over you. Leon. Seven Sons Dust 2E219. Dear Leon, if Bailey gets into something he shouldn't, just bat him on the nose. I hope you didn't go to too much trouble planning things. It's nearly winter after all. Still, I do appreciate it. Rosalind. 19 Rain's Hand, 2E220. Leon, I wanted to leave this note for you before I went off to Camlorn. The flowers you planted were beautiful. Did you ask around to find what my favorites were? Also, you lied to me about the garden. You extended my garden out another 6 paces just to plant those flowers. It was sweet, but aren't you an acolyte? What would Stendar think of your deceptions? Rosalind, 26 Rain Hand, 2E220. Dearest Rosalind, as long as you enjoyed the flowers, Stendar will understand. I do apologize for lying to you, though. I'd be happy to help take care of the plants whenever you're away. Leon, 1 Second Seed 2E220. My dear sweet Leon, you can visit and tend my garden whenever you please. I get home in 2 weeks. Perhaps we can plant some roses together when we get back. I'd like that very much. Rosalind.
Should have been more prepared. Useful. Hold on to that.
Leon made me a potion from these berries once. I remember now. This should do it. Now to head over to the apothecary. I brought the hawthorn berries you need. Captain Rosalind, I've been making poultices for the wounded, but I'm out of hawthorn berries.
I have some hawthorn berries for you.
Hi, Mara, you always did have good timing. Here, let me prepare some poultices for you. If you can apply these to any wounded guards, they should be able to get back into the fight.
Captain Rosalind, I'm sorry.
Here, this poultice should help. Stay strong. Have you seen Leon by any chance? Rest easy, soldier. I need to check on Leon.
This one's mine.
Captain Rosalind, I'm sorry. I couldn't hold them off. Captain Rosalind.
I think it won't let me because I'm in a fight.
Captain Rosalind, over here by the well. Captain, I went by your house to check on Leon. He was praying, but something wasn't right.
What do you mean?
He wasn't praying to Stendar. At least it wasn't like any Stendar prayer I ever heard. And I heard another voice in the house. It was alien, Captain. Evil. I don't mind admitting that what I heard has me more than a little frightened.
Leon, what did you do?
Watch it!
Leon. Leon, are you here?
Oh, That's not good.
I forsake the mercy of Stendar and deliver myself to you, Molag Bal.
What? Molag Bal? Leon, what have you done? I will not condone this madness.
Rosalind? No. What have I done? Rosalind, please! Now you know how I brought this evil upon Westry. Too weak to trust in Stendar, I gave us all to Molag Bal.
If I see this through, maybe I can change what happened.
Perhaps. Maybe you can help us. You're attuned to Rosalind now. If anyone can break this curse, it's you! When Rosalind discovered what I did, she fled to the town chapel. She lost her sword after a battle with the Nord leader. Retrieve the sword and bring it to her remains. The sword's in the chapel, the building beyond the burial vault.
What aren't you telling me?
Yes, you deserve the truth. Molag Bal turned Rosalind into a vengeful shade. He turned her into the tormentor of the people she fought so hard to protect. The sword might remind her who she really is. If not, you must destroy her and set us free.
I'll do whatever is necessary.
Please finish this. Retrieve the sword from the chapel and take it to the burial vault where Rosalind died. Do what I cannot and face my poor wife's shade.
Ugh, Leon. Jerk. Oh, I know how to fix this. Molag Bal fixes everything. We don't make deals with Daedra
Good to get
people,
stocked
rule number
up.
1. Says the woman who's made lots of deals with Daedra. But I had to. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Still, Leon. Bad. Bad, Leon. Bad. Oh. Oh my. That is not good. Okay, so, Rosalind has a bit of a temper. Yeah, I would be a little bit bummed if I was out collecting hawthorn berries and then my husband is praying to... Hey, Rosalind.
Let's see
Earth
what
of
you're made
Westry
of.
belong to me.
Sorry, Rosalind. Sorry that you suffered.
You had the strength to do what no one else could, and now I'm free. You have no idea what that means to me. But tell me, stranger, why did you do all of this?
Leon sent me.
Leon. I loved him once. Perhaps I still do. But there's the matter of Molag Bal to deal with first. Leon made a deal with the Daedric Prince, and despite your actions, that deal remains in place.
What else could I do?
My shade was only one aspect of the curse. There are also the innocent spirits of Westry, and the angry spirits of the invaders. Use my sword to make the town safe for mortals, or use this gem to set the innocent spirits free. The choice is yours.
What happens if I choose the sword?
Then you must destroy the enraged wraiths, and make Westry safe for mortal travelers once again. But that will leave the innocent spirits of Westry's villagers trapped here forever, bound to the haunted town.
What happens if I choose the gem?
Then you would free the spirits of Westry's innocent villagers, ending their bondage to this place. However, the danger to mortal travelers would remain, and the living will never find welcome or solace within Westry's borders.
Hmm. Eternal torment is bad. People can move somewhere else. I'll take the gem.
This gem represents Westry's torment. You'd use it to save us, even if Westry remains a danger to the living? Such mercy still exists makes my heart glad. Take the gem, and free the innocent spirits. When the deed is done, return to Leon.
Perhaps in the future someone can find a solution for something else. I'd be happy to do that myself, but yeah, the math of permanent eternal damnation is bad. Swear, Leon. Honk you over the head with this gem.
Always worth stocking up.
The Eight, save me!
This place be safe for mortals with screaming villagers around every corner. This one's your bedroom. Don't mind Wesley in the corner. He only screams for 18 hours a day.
You startled me.
He moans for the others.
That's it.
The lamentations of Westry's dead have been silenced. Now I can finally tell Rosalind how sorry I am. Thank you, traveler.
Rosalind knows what you've done.
Our torment is finally over. Rosalind has forgiven me, though Stendar knows I don't deserve
No,
it.
you do not.
Our thanks for bringing peace to Westry, and rest to us all. May you walk in Stendar's light.
Xanathar, provider of our
Aha!
ease.
Lightbringer.
I fear your ways are little understood. Help me see that your teachings are known in these lands. Xanathar, keep the working days of your life long and your purse filled, my friend. If you'd like to try your hand, I have some questions about the provider of our ease for you. I can promise a worthy reward should you provide the correct answers.
I'll answer your questions about Xanathar.
Excellent. I hope you're knowledgeable. The other devotees of Xanathar at my abbey detest my quiz. Apparently, it's difficult and arduous, but the gifts of Xanathar cannot be given for free. Are you certain you're prepared for this?
Of course.
Many devotees will talk about the resolutions of Xanathar. What is it?
Holy tome where his teachings are inscribed.
That's not quite correct. There's a festival taking place in Belkarth. Perhaps you should inquire about the Lord of Labor there. Of course.
Okay. Oh, I can't. Can I do it again? Oh, I can't do it again. Interesting. Okay, well that was cool. And I'm dumb, but that's alright.
I'm just glad there were some survivors at the mill. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah!
As if the problems in Camlorn weren't enough, we have cultists and bandits harrying our flanks. I've been assigned to keep an eye on the situation here, and my vigilance paid off. We captured one of those Red Rook bandits.
That bandit's trying to save the village.
You talked to him, didn't you? Why exactly do you trust this bandit? I'm not even convinced there are any villagers left alive in there to save. We haven't seen anyone but the cultists.
I'll use a persuade skill. Why would a bandit try to sneak into a village full of evil cultists?
I suppose that's a good point. If what he's told us is correct, we wouldn't see the villagers anyway. He says they're being kept down by the docks. Very well. I'll let the bandit go. I just hope I don't regret this.
Building up a staff. Good thinking. Skill issue.
That's messed up.
Free at last.
Arian spell in spellbook. Okay. Find out how to start the ritual. Okay. Finally made the spell work. I was barking up the wrong tree as far as the shrouding ashes were concerned. Turns out they weren't necessary at all. So that I don't forget, the formula for Marion's white mask is as follows. Damien will love this spell. I can't wait to show him. First, recite my incantation over the ritual table to begin the spell. Then place the masking salve in the middle of the table. I'll detail that recipe elsewhere, but I made quite a lot of it. Third, light a candle and place it so it blends the scent of the salve with the candle's smoke. Finally, when the smoke and scent have blended, place the glass gems. They'll be infused with the aura created by the rest of the spell. Okay, taking a picture of that. Seems complicated. Okay, let's see what the quest manages and what I need to remember. Okay, glass gems. Letter from Temmie and Selen. Father, you won't understand my reasons for leaving, but you deserve at least to hear them. Maybe you'll reread them eventually and they'll make sense. I am not a mage. My talents in magic, by your own contemptuous admission, are weak. My skills are elsewhere, and I plan to put them to use. I will never be the prodigal mage you hoped for, but you've never heard me sneak in or out of the house, nor do you likely know that I overheard your comments to your wizard friends over dinner. I know you think little of me. I wish I'd been born otherwise, but I have not, and I'll spare you the further burden of my company. I will send money home, a portion of that I make. Whether you find it proof that I'm doing well for myself or simply find it useful to put food on your table matters not to me. Consider it slow repayment for the years you've dealt with the burden of an underachieving son. I love you dearly, Father, but I cannot abide your company. Live well, your son, Tamian. Marion's incantation. Note to self, my four fondest memories are the new words of power, the table, as of Seven's dawn. The Mages Guild, my wife Amelie, my birthplace Camlorn, my son Tamian. Okay. Okay, cast Marion's White Mask. Alright, first step. Recite the incantation. Mages Guild, my wife Emmeline, my birthplace Camlorn, my son Tam. Ritual table vibrates with power, waiting for components to be placed upon it. Place the masking salve. Light a candle. Place the glass gems.
You cast my spell. The masking ritual. But why?
Your son sent me here to cast your spell. He should be here shortly.
Damien. Here. I hoped he would return. There's no time for that right now, though. We need to act before the Bloodthorn cultists cause more damage. The Bloodthorn have been draining my essence to fuel their necromantic rituals. They're transporting the animated dead from the docks. They've sent zombies as far north as Cath Madro, and Daggerfall is next.
How can we stop them?
I'm imprisoned in a pocket plane of oblivion. I think I can use the magic I still possess to collapse the plane and end the ritual. But in case I fail, you need to burn the Bloodthorn's boats. Don't let any more zombies leave the village.
I'll stop the Bloodthorn.
I'm glad to see the spell worked. That should keep these villagers safe. I heard you talking to my father, though. I hope you're not going to pursue his foolish plan. It's too dangerous.
You don't think his plan will work?
Oh, it'll work, but it's idiotic. As usual, my father only takes into account the big picture.
What do you mean?
He's going to collapse his prison. I'm not an expert in pocket planes, but that doesn't sound healthy. He's going to kill himself to stop the ritual. I can't let that happen. I'm going after him.
Okay, so my choices are... You're on your own. Glenumbra is more important. I'm going to stop the Bloodthorns, or I'll help save your father. We'll deal with the Bloodthorns later. I'm going to help save his father because he helped me. And maybe three of us can solve the problem.
I owe you, friend. We'll find a way to deal with the cultists. The Bloodthorn took control of a house in the center of the village. That's where we'll begin to search for my father. I'll get some things together and meet you there.
So everything that he said has actually checked out. His letter is here. It seems as though he does want to help. Maybe with the help of his father, we can solve things, but if not...
You could craft something nice with that.
At least I took a chance on the best outcome. This many undead, we don't even know that any villagers are even safe anywhere.
Let's see how you handle this!
You do know his father is alive. Enter the pocket plane. Ugh. Oh boy.
Let's not compare. You weren't keeping score, were you? Me neither.
No! You will not have him!
Another notch in our belt.
What were you thinking, coming in here after me? The Bloodthorn will escape!
Damien thought you were too valuable to lose.
My son said that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to berate you. I can still collapse this plane. The Bloodthorn may escape, but we'll stop the necromantic ritual here and now. I'll follow you back to the portal.
Over so soon.
You made it. I was worried about you.
Where have you been?
Bloodthorn cultists followed you into the house. I got the drop on them and guarded the portal until you returned. They're upstairs. See for yourself.
What are you gonna do now?
Now that my father is safe, I want to get out of Glenumbra. I'm through with this place. And I don't want Dame Clarique to put me back in chains. You should go speak to her. I need some time with my father.
Yep, that's a lot of dead Bloodthorn.
Useful. Hold on to that. Who's better than us? Nobody.
Of Men and Myrrh by Hennebear. Sit, dear reader, have a care, and list to wise Hennebear. I'll tell you things of men and myrrh, and all of them you'll find are fair. First I will of Dunmer speak, a culture old and quite unique, dark-skinned elves of slight physique, their living gods, divine mystique. Next of Altmer you shall hear, noble kin of highest tier, their icy words do not endear, but speak no ill, or you'll disappear. The Red Guard is the noble nomad, in silks you'll often find them clad. They carry sharp blades just in case, fast and skilled, you'll lose this race. In forest Bosmer like to hide, from leaf to leaf like birds they glide. You'll know at once when one has lied, his lips will move when he's replied. The burly orc, slandered in green, prone to anger, not very serene. Below the roughness one can glean a definite fondness for meaty cuisine. Khajiit, a large, smart, noble cat, skilled in wordplay and mortal combat. Thieves and pirates, to be sure, but the furred ones are so much more. But now I see you're growing bored. Perhaps you'd like to hear of the Nord. People not to be ignored, forged in winter by axe and sword. Argonians are lizard men whose swamps contain their den. Ask a question, then ask again. What thoughts they have are beyond our ken. I'll finish with the Breton tales, this narrator's racial details, with people formed from harsh travails, but hardy still, we yet prevail. Now, dear reader, you must swear when you take these rhymes and share to ever credit Hennebear, for if you don't, they'll come. Beware.
We just watched boats filled with Bloodthorn cultists sail away from the docks. What happened down there?
Tamian and I stopped the necromantic ritual and rescued his father, but the Bloodthorns escaped.
I hope it was worth it. Those Bloodthorn cultists will cause trouble elsewhere, no doubt. There's some consolation that you stopped the necromantic ritual, however. We'll take care of the remaining cultists and their zombies.
Look at you.
Okay, I'm gonna go try this world boss up here.
Here we go.
I need help! Ah!
Oh, it looks like a group just killed him. Okay.
You know what that's good for. Ah, you'll
Yup,
figure it out.
that's her body. Origin of the Mages Guild. Corinian edition by the Archmage Selarth. The idea of a collection of mages, sorcerers, and assorted mystics pooling their resources and talents for the purpose of research and public charity was a revolutionary concept in the early years of the Second Era. The only organization, then closest in name and structure to what we know today as the Mages Guild, was the Sigic Order of the Isle of Artaeum. At the time, magic was something to be learned by individuals, or at most within intimate covens. Mages were, if not actually hermits, usually quite solitary. The Sigic Order served the rulers of Somerset Isle as counselors, and chose its members through a complex, ritualized method not understood by outsiders. Its purposes and goals likewise went unpublished, and detractors attributed the worst evils as the source of the Orbiter's powers. Actually, the religion of the Old Order could be described as ancestor worship, an increasingly unfashionable philosophy in the Second Era. When Vanus Galerian, a Sigic of Artaeum and student of the famed Aechesis, began collecting magic users from around Somerset Isle, he attracted the animosity of all. He was operating out of the urban center of Firsthold, and there was a common, and not entirely unfounded, attitude that magical experiments should be conducted only in unpopulated areas. Even more shocking, Galerian proposed to make magical items, potions, and even spells available to any member of the general public who could afford to pay. No longer was magic to be limited either to the aristocracy or intelligentsia. Galerian was brought before Aechesis and the king of Firsthold, Rylus XII, and made to state the intentions of the fraternity he was forming. The fact that Galerian's speech to Rylus and Aechesis was not recorded for posterity is doubtless a tragedy, though it does afford opportunity for historians to amuse one another with speculation about the lies and persuasions Galerian might have used to find the ubiquitous organization. The charter, at any rate, was approved. Almost immediately after the guild was formed, the question of security had to be addressed. The Isle of Artaeum did not require a force of arms to shield it from invaders. When the Sigic Order does not wish someone to land on their isle, it and all its inhabitants simply become insubstantial. The new Mages Guild, by contrast, had to hire guards. Galerian soon discovered that the Tamrielic nobility had known for thousands of years. Galerian soon discovered what the Tamrielic nobility had known for thousands of years. Money alone does not buy loyalty. The Knightly Order of the Lamp was formed the following year. Like a tree from an acorn, the Mages Guild grew branches all over Somerset Isle and gradually the mainland of Tamriel. There are numerous records of superstitious or sensibly fearful rulers forbidding the guild in their domains, but their heirs or heirs eventually recognized the wisdom of allowing the guild free rein. The Mages Guild has become a powerful force in Tamriel, a dangerous foe, if a somewhat disinterested ally. There have been only a few rare incidents of the Mages Guild actually becoming involved in local political struggle. Of these occasions, the Guild's participation has been the ultimate decider in the conflict. As begun by Vanus Galerian, the Mages Guild as an institution is presided over by a supreme council of 6 archmagisters. Each guild hall is run by a magister, assisted by a twofold council, the perquisitor and the master Palentius, who is also the leader of the local chapter, the Order of the Lamp. One need not be a member of the Mages Guild to know that this carefully contrived hierarchy is often nothing more than a chimera. As Vanus Galerian himself said bitterly, leaving Tamriel to travel to other lands, the guild has become nothing more than an intricate morass of political infighting. Okay, one more Mages Guild tome, and I should be able to advance the Mages Guild quest. Is the book up? Up? Ah, nice. The Lunar Lorcan. And that should do it. Yep, Mages Guild level 4. By Thaldrun, I will not go into the varying accounts of what happened at Adamantine Tower, nor will I relate the war of manifest metaphors that rendered these stories unable to support most qualities of what is commonly known as narrative. We all have our favorite Lorcan story and our favorite Lorcan motivation for the creation of Nirn, as well as our favorite story of what happened to his heart. But the theory of the Lunar Lorcan is of special note. In short, the moons were, and are, the two halves of Lorcan's flesh divinity. Like the rest of the gods, Lorcan was a planet, it says plane, with T in parentheses, that participated in the great construction, except where the 8 lent portions of their heavenly bodies to create the mortal plane, planet. So it's either plane or planet. Lorcan's was cracked asunder, and his divine spark fell to Nirn as a shooting star to impregnate it with the measure of its existence and a reasonable amount of selfishness. Master and Secunda, therefore, are the personification of the dichotomy, the cloven duality, according to Artaeum, that Lorcan legends often rail against. Ideas of the anima, animus, good, evil, being, nothingness, and the poetry of the body, throat, and moan, silence as the abortive, and so on, all set in the night sky as Lorcan's constant reminder to his mortal duty, of their duty. Lorcan's constant reminder to his mortal issue of their duty. Followers of this theory hold that the other heart stories are mythical degradations of the true origin of the moon, and it needn't be said that they observe the hollow crescent theory as well. Whatever that is, I hope we learn at some point. You a bad person? You look like a bad person. I'm sorry, bad person. I need to get past you. There's a book over there. Unless it's the Lunar Lorcan, in which case we'll go around. Ah, no, it's more of Gabrielle Benellay's journals. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me. My horse is faster than your legs. My horse is faster than yours. Okay.
Better overstocked than under.
Sir Malik Nasir.
Blood of the forebears. Hengoff's minions are relentless.
What happened here?
We were working with the wizard Benelay. I lost track of her when the zombies attacked. Now I'm the only one left. These cultists are desecrating our dead. It's an affront to Tawaka. But my wounds slow my sword.
I can aid you. What needs to be done?
Blood thorns desecrate the Lion God's soldiers killed in the ruins. They raise them as zombies. If you use my sacred emblem, you can sanctify the corpses. That will prevent them from being raised as undead.
I'll do as you request. That's unsatisfying. Yeah, there's supposed to be some books here, but I'm not finding them. Let's see if I can find one up here. Okay, I'm outside of the zone. Frontier Conquest. Frontier Conquest and Accommodation, A Social History of Cyrodiil, by University of Gwilym Press, 2E344. Historians often portray the human settlement of Tamriel as a straightforward process of military expansion of the Nords of Skyrim. In fact, human settlers occupied nearly every corner of Tamriel before Skyrim was even founded. These so-called Nedic peoples include the Proto-Cyrodiilians, the ancestors of the Bretons, the Aboriginals of Hammerfell, and perhaps a now-vanished human population of Morrowind. Strictly speaking, the Nords are simply another of these Nedic peoples, the only one that failed to find a method of peaceful accommodation with the elves who already occupied Tamriel. Ysgramor was certainly not the first human settler in Tamriel. In fact, by fleeing civil war in Atmora, as the Song of Return states, Ysgramor was following a long tradition of migration from Atmora. Tamriel had served as a safety valve for Atmora for centuries before Ysgramor's arrival. Malcontents, dissidents, rebels, landless younger sons all made the difficult crossing from Atmora to the new world of Tamriel. New archaeological excavations date the earliest human settlements in Hammerfell, High Rock, and Cyrodiil at ME 800-1000, centuries earlier than Ysgramor, even assuming that the 12 Nord kings prior to Harald were actually historical figures. The Nedic peoples were a minority in a land of elves, and had no choice but to live peacefully with the elder race. In High Rock, Hammerfell, Cyrodiil, and possibly Morrowind, they did just that, and the Nedic peoples flourished and expanded over the last centuries of the Merethic era. Only in Skyrim did this accommodation break down, an event recorded in the Song of Return. Perhaps being close to reinforcements from Atmora, the Proto-Nords did not feel it necessary to submit to the authority of the Skyrim elves. Indeed, the early Nord chronicles note that under King Harald, the first historical Nord ruler, First Era 113 to 221, the Atmoran mercenaries returned to their homeland, following the consolidation of Skyrim as a centralized kingdom. Whatever the case, the pattern was set. In Skyrim, expansion would proceed militarily with human settlements following the frontier of conquest, and the line between human territory and elven territory was relatively clear. But beyond this zone of conflict, the other Nedic peoples continued to merge with their elven neighbors. When the Nord armies of the First Empire finally entered High Rock and Cyrodiil, they found Bretons and Proto-Cyrodiils already living there among the elves. Indeed, the Nords found it difficult to distinguish between elf and Breton. The two races had already intermingled to such a degree. The arrival of the Nord armies upset the balance of power between the Nedic peoples and the elves. Although the Nords' expansion into High Rock and Cyrodiil was relatively brief, less than 2 centuries, the result was decisive. From then on, power in those regions shifted from the elves to the humans. Okay, found the book that cleared all the other books. Good, good, good. Now, about those undead.
I've seen this place marked on maps. Never would have sought it out on my own.
Watch it.
Okay, he went back to town. This is weird. The book up here. Yeah. I'm gonna try one more time to go around to find that journal, but I think it was not there. I looked. I looked. Nope, just wandered.
You asked for it.
Nope, no book. Okay. History of the Fighters Guild Part 2. Daenerys Vess, the Iron, initially believed that the entirety of the Order should be composed of Akaviri. This belief of his is not disputed by any historian, though his motivation is often debated. The traditional simple explanation is that he knew his countrymen well, trusted them, and felt that their tradition of fighting for profit would be of use. Others believe, with reason, that he and the potentates ought to use the Order to effectively complete the conquest of Tamriel begun over 500 years earlier. When Akavir attacked Tamriel in the 2703rd year of the First Era, they had been beaten back by the Reman dynasty. Now they had a potentate on the throne, and with Daenerys Vess's machinations, the local armies would also be Akaviri. What they had failed to do by combat, they would have successfully accomplished by patience. Many scholars suggest this was a traditional stratagem of the immortal snakemen, the Tsayeski of Akavir, who always had time on their side. The point, however, is largely academic. Although the Sifim did establish themselves in some kingdoms neighboring Cyrodiil, it became quickly apparent that local warriors were needed. Part of the problem was simply that there were not enough Akaviri for the work that needed to be done. Another part was that the snakemen did not understand the geography and politics of the regions they were assigned. It was evident that some non-Akaviri were needed in the Sifim, and by the midpoint of the year, 3 Norts, a warrior sorceress, a rogue, and a knight were admitted into the order. The knight, whose name has been lost in the sands of time, was also a great armorer, and probably did more to strengthen the organization than anything that Daenerys Vess himself did. As has often been stated, the Akaviri, particularly the Tsayeski, understood weaponry better than armor. Even if they could not wear it themselves, the knight was able to explain to the other Sifim the weaknesses in their opponent's armor, explaining to them how many joints there were in pauldron and a greave, and the difference between aketons and armkitchens, gorgets and gladeshrims, pallets and passcards, tabards and tassets. With this knowledge, they made long strides in defeating the brigands, doing far better than their meager numbers would suggest. It is a joke among historians that if Akavir had a Nord armorer in their employ in the First Era, they would have won the invasion. The success of these first 3 outsiders to the Sifim opened the door for more local members. Before the year was through, Daenerys Vess had spread his business throughout the Empire. Young men and women joined this new order en masse for a variety of reasons, including desperate poverty, love of action and adventure, or simply to aid their crime-stricken neighbors. They received training and were immediately put to work helping the aristocracy's problems, helping the aristocracy's problems, assuming the roles of guards and soldiers within the locality. The earlier success of the Sifim in combating crime and defeating local monsters so inspired potentate Versity Shai that he entertained representatives from other organizations interested in imperial sanction. Though formed much earlier, the Mages Guild had always been viewed with suspicion by the government. In the 321st year of the Second Era, the potentate gave his approval to the Guilds Act, officially sanctioning the mages together with the Guild of Tinkers, Cobblers, Prostitutes, Scribes, Architects, brewers, vintners, weavers, rat catchers, furriers, cooks, astrologers, healers, tailors, minstrels, barristers, and the Sifim. In the charter, they were no longer called the Sifim, however, bowing to the name it had become known by the people. They were to be called the Fighters Guild. All the guilds and those that followed by later sanction would be protected and encouraged by the Empire of Cyrodiil, recognizing their value to the people of Tamriel. All would be required to pay to expand their influence throughout the land. The Empire was strengthened by their presence, and the imperial coffers were filled once again. Shortly after Versudar Shai's death, only 3 years after the Guild Act, his heir Savarian Chorak allowed the reforming of local armies. The Fighters Guild was no longer the principal arm of the local aristocracy, but their worth had already been established. Though there were certainly strong individuals who sought their own fortunes in the past, many historians have suggested that Daenerys Ves was the ancestor and spirit of the modern phenomena of the adventurers, those men and women who dedicated their lives to questing for fame and fortune. Us all owe a debt of gratitude to the Fighters Guild, not only its members, but also the people who have been helped by its neutral policy of offering strong arms for a fee within the boundaries of the law. Without them, there'd be no guilds of any kind, and it may be argued, no model for the independent adventurer. Okay, I'm gonna book into town.
Ah, a new recruit. We could certainly use the help out here.
How can I help?
We're dealing with a literal undead up. Finally! I was beginning to think help would never arrive.
Wow. Okay.
Ah, a new recruit. We could certainly use the help out here.
How can I help?
We're dealing with a literal undead uprising. Our patrols sweep the wilds while our primary wizard, Gabriel Benele, searches for a magical relic that will help. But I'm concerned. Some of our patrols haven't returned.
Do you want me to find the missing patrols?
The Lion Guard doesn't usually seek help outside its ranks. But these are desperate times. Do what you can to help any patrols you encounter. And if you run into Mage Benele, maybe you can help her out as well.
Look for the missing patrols in the mage.
Stendar bless you. I'll tell you what I can.
How should I check for your patrols?
In hindsight, I may have spread the patrols too thin. I sent them to patrol the grounds around the redoubt, to protect the Gaudet farm, and to guard the western ruins at Merovic's Folly.
Tell me more about Gabriel Benele.
Wizard Benele is here on behalf of the Mages Guild. She claims there's a relic in the ruins that will help us defeat Angoff, but magic is so unpredictable. And, truth be told, Wizard Benele can be easily distracted.
Why don't you go after Angoff?
Oh, I'd love to, but there's some kind of barrier protecting the crypts at Cathpedro. Unless Wizard Benele can get us through that barrier, we can't get to Angoff, and the undead will just keep coming.
The Spindleclutch Expedition. Guardian Sudharim, Expedition Leader Praxin Dwar, Expedition Lieutenant Guardian Sudharim, aided by Praxin Dwar, will lead us... Oh, okay, yeah, it's printed twice. Let me start over. Guardian Sudharim, aided by Praxin Dwar, will lead a small expedition of Fighters Guild mercenaries to investigate the caves designated as Spindleclutch. Rumors have circulated that abnormally large spiders infest the caves. Should the creatures prove threatening, the expedition is hereby ordered to eradicate them with prejudice.
I can't feel my legs. You return. Have Angoff's minions fallen before your wrath?
I did as you asked.
You've done good and holy work. Troubled souls must be put to rest, so they do not rise again. You have my thanks for taking care of this for me.
Good riddance to those mad cultists and their bad man tree.
Alright, I believe I'm going to go to the Mages Guild before I forget and pick up the next quest in the line. We are moving our way pretty well through Glenumbra. It's nice to see.
You'd best take care.
Master Merrick, where are you?
Adept, we need your support once again. Ballast has translated the book you earned in Sheogorath's mad play.
You know what our next challenge will be?
Aye, she's ready to summon the portal for you. I'll meet you in the Isles. Just hurry if you please, Adept. I'm worried.
Where can I find her?
You'll find the Mistress of Incunabula in the deserts of Alikir, at the Guild Hall in Sentinel. Good luck, Adept.
Why did you say you were worried?
It's Ballast. She's been working day and night to understand these books. Sheogorath has a warped and twisted mind, and I worry that this work is taking a toll on her.
Is there anything we can do?
Honestly, Adept, no. Ballast has a singular mind. As long as those books are cursed such that I can't read them, she's our best and only chance. She's almost as smart as I am. Just don't tell her I said that.
Okay. Let's go to the town crier. I like that they all have names, actual names. Okay, Criermont team. Any minute now. Oh well. We will perhaps end our day looking back over the mountains behind Daggerfall, look at the beautiful sun streaming through, and listen to the town crier not say anything. Thank you for joining us.